On the UTSA Roadrunners Sports Network from Learfield, this is the Steve Henson Radio Show. Brought to you by Bud Light, game day's favorite light lager. Credit Human, the official credit union of UTSA Roadrunners. HEB, no store does more than HEB. And by Methodist Healthcare, the official hometown healthcare provider of UTSA Athletics. Now, live at the SandBox near the campus of UTSA, this is the Steve Henson Radio Show. Here is your host, the voice of the Roadrunners, Andy Everett.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the season debut of the Steve Henson Radio Show from our new home out here at the SandBox at the corner of UTSA Boulevard and I-10. If you're in the area, come on out. All the games are on TV, and we're going to talk basketball for the next hour or so. You're welcome to join us as well. You can do so by calling 210-736-9760 and ask Steve questions if you would like to about college or pro basketball or UTSA or anything else that may be on your mind. Welcome to the show, Steve. How you doing?
Doing great.
Well, I'm going to get this right out of the way first. The Steve Henson family has a new addition. Your son, Quentin, had actually had a baby on Saturday. So you guys have a new member of the Henson family.
Yeah, it was a wonderful day. You know, we're just so blessed, and I got the call early. Saturday morning, we were in El Paso, and West Michael Henson was born, 7 pounds, 8 ounces. So
that's awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah.
All right. Q is a student at UTSA. He's one of the student managers, so he hasn't been with us last couple of weeks on road trips. He's been on baby watch, so yeah. I'm sure he'll be looking forward to road trips pretty soon.
Yeah, for sure. But no, they're both excited. It was fun seeing the baby when we got back, and those two are super excited. They're going to have a lot of fun watching.
Absolutely, it will be. That's awesome. All right, let's get into some basketball talk. This team's won 5 games in a row, and they're playing some good basketball, and obviously won 2 games back-to-back to start the conference season against UTEP.
Yeah, guys have been doing a good job. We've been talking about the progress we've been making, and I think we've won 8 out of 10. Really like what the players have done defensively. We empowered them. We asked them to buy in. As we've gone along here, we've had to figure some things out, and we realized that if we're going to have the kind of year that we think we're capable of, we've got to just lock in and create that defensive identity, create that tough mindset, and ask the leaders, the players, to take charge of that segment of practice every day, and they've really done that. We're playing at a pretty high level on the defensive end right now, and we're getting closer. We continue to search a little bit on the offensive end, but we've got different guys feeling good right now, and I like the way we're playing.
The non-conference season was one of the toughest non-conference seasons I think UTSA has ever played, and there was a stretch in there that almost every team that beat us would probably be a conference contender for Conference USA. If you look at the South Dakota States and the Cal Irvines and certainly OU, OSU, and Arkansas. So you didn't shy away from playing a tough schedule.
No, we didn't. We knew that would help us in the long run, and we also knew we had a pretty good team coming back. And so we lined up and had a tough schedule early, and as it turns out, we weren't quite ready for those opponents at that time. We were still trying to figure some things out with our guys, and we learned from that. Our guys stayed together. We never saw any panic set in. It was disappointing to look at our record, and to not get some wins early, but we knew we were benefiting from that day, and now it's starting to pay off. You mentioned the UTEP. It's kind of unique to start the season with playing the same. Yeah. It's unique to play the same team 2 in a row anyway, but once conference play started, having those guys there on the schedule and able to get 2 good wins really sets us up nice for the rest of conference play.
Because of the way the schedule is, and we'll talk more in depth about that later on, the travel partners basically play each other twice. We'll get into all the details of it a little bit later on in the show, but travel partners play each other twice. You play everybody else once. Did you and Rodney Terry, the coach at UTEP, say, let's play back-to-back, or was that a league decision, or how did all that work out?
Yeah, the league gave us the entire schedule with the exception of when we were going to play our travel partner the second time. The option that they were looking at initially was to play on Martin Luther King Day, which would have meant we would have played Thursday, Saturday, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, right in the heart of the season. Mm-hmm. And that just seemed like too much, so we were able to work it out. They just left it up to the travel partners to figure it out. And one of the options was just to play them back-to-back, and that's what we thought would work best. And so that's what we went with. Other travel partners did not have that same scenario, but it worked out best for us.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about the Javon Jackson return. He didn't play the first handful of games this year, coming back from the ACL injury till he was cleared. And once he came back, he was the old Javon, and he continues to shine for this team offensively.
Yeah, Javon missed some of those games early, and then when he did come back, he was on a minutes restriction. But as soon as he stepped on the court, 15 minutes that first night, and he filled it up. He's just a guy that scoring is in his blood, and he did a terrific job rehabbing. His lower body's extremely strong. His knee's in great shape now. So I wasn't really surprised. People asked me if I was surprised that he could do that. That's just the kind of scorer he is. Just throw him out there and let him do his thing. And it took him a few games to get into absolute total game condition to be comfortable to play those bigger minutes when the minutes restriction was lifted. But it gave us a big boost. The scoring was important, but we're able to play faster. We get more transition opportunities when he's in the lineup. He's such a fast player, gives us another great ball handler, spreads the floor for us. So it's more than just the points.
You've been around coaching a long time, and there's a lot of players that say they want the ball in crunch time or that they want to be in high-pressure situations. And then those that thrive in it. He's one that thrives in it. And I mentioned this many times before. I've talked to him about it on interviews. I go back to our game last year at Nebraska where there was almost 14,000 in the building, and he was just eating up the fact that he was on that stage. And he loves those moments, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. The brighter the lights, the more excited he gets. He loves the big stage. He produces. He delivers. Game on the basketball. The good news is we've got a couple other guys that aren't afraid to take the big shots either.
Absolutely.
But he certainly delivers.
We've been working all year long about getting the third and fourth scorer involved. In the last 4 or 5 wins, Nick Allen, Byron Fronin, Gio, somebody else has stepped up to give you some added scoring. It seems like one way or the other, Keaton Wallace and Javon Jackson are going to get theirs. But when you can get those extra points from some of your other guys, it really helps support the team.
It really does, and that's the thing we've been searching for. We're trying to figure it out. Do we need to play faster? Do we need to call more plays? We need to call fewer plays. We need to spread them out and let our guys create more. But we're getting more comfortable as we go along. Nick Allen's feeling really good. We get to talk to him tonight, but he's played better, playing with more confidence again lately. Giovanni has started out with a couple real rough games early in the season. But then he's settled in and gone back to being the guy that we've seen for 2 years, leading the team, doing great things defensively. He's still not shooting it the way that he's capable of, but he's given us a great lift. And then Byron Fronin, he's going to be that guy that's going to shoot close to 60% from the field. We always talk about just making sure he's touching the ball. Some nights he's going to get 5 or 6, 7 field goals. He's never going to take a bad shot. Some nights he's only going to get 1 or 2 field goals. The other night he didn't score many and had a career-high 13 rebounds. But Byron needs to touch the ball. Nick and Giovanni, when they're feeling good, that just does so much for our offense. And we can't be just 2 guys scoring every night.
Well, against UTEP, Byron's guy left him all the time to go help. And as soon as he did, Byron's open and the guys are finding him.
Yeah, for sure. We put a bunch of sets in to make sure that we're involving Byron. He likes to take advantage of little guys when he gets the switches. He can use his quickness when he gets the bigger guys on him. So when you get those little guys on him, he gets in the paint, shoots those little floaters. When he gets the big guys on him, he becomes a facilitator. We can almost play him like a point forward. He's such a good passer. His instincts are so good.
All right, it's the Steve Henson Radio Show. We're live out here at the SandBox at the corner of Babcock and UTSA Boulevard. Credit Human is proud to be the official credit union of the Roadrunners. Check them out at credithuman.com and go Runners. We'll visit with Toby Van Rye and Nick Allen, our player guests tonight, coming up in the next couple of segments. And that's straight ahead. It's the Steve Henson Radio Show presented by Methodist Texan Hospital from Learfield. All right, we're back out here at the SandBox. Methodist Healthcare is the official hometown healthcare provider of UTSA Athletics and San Antonio's most preferred health system. For all your healthcare needs, go Roadrunners. UTSA will play games this week on Thursday and Saturday. Thursday it's Rice, Saturday it's North Texas. The tip-offs are at 7 and 3. Our airtime 30 minutes before, and both games on Ticket 760. We are joined out here right now by Nick Allen, one of UTSA's starting players, and I wanted to say starting center, but you don't really like that title. You don't like nobody likes to be a center anymore, do they?
Title. It's all right.
You've been a part of this program now for 4 years, and I've got to watch you grow up around here. And every year you get better and better. And I know you're kind of proud of where this team is and where it's going.
Yeah, definitely. When I came in, I came in with a totally different group, but it was really good. And I'm really proud of where my guys have got this program, and what's really been going on these past 4 years. It's been a blessing. So yeah.
What do you think is the most improvement in your game from year one to now? What do you do better than you have that you've worked on the most in these 4 years?
Probably the first thing probably be pace. You know, when I came in, I was way over my britches. You know, kind of moving a little too fast, picking up little travels here and there. And then obviously, like, my body, I've been, you know, really proud of. Came in, weighed nowhere near what I weigh now, and play with a lot of better pace and things like that.
How would you say work on his maturation? This is the third year that you've worked with him.
Yeah, when we got here, Nick was just, you know, we got the job right after his freshman year, that spring, and every time we walked through the convo, Nick was in the gym shooting, working on his game. It's just been fun watching him mature and grow up and turn into one of our best leaders. You know, he had a beautiful looking jump shot. It's all that day one. We saw him in the gym shooting, but wasn't the most confident guy in the world and wasn't very vocal. And now clearly he's one of our two main guys in terms of vocal leadership. He never misses a rep. He hates to, you know, sprain an ankle and not miss a rep. He's tough, physically tough. But his game's improved across the board. But to watch him grow up and become one of the team leaders has been fantastic.
How did you get that to that leadership role? How did, you know, obviously there were other guys that were ahead of you in the pecking order when you first got here, but how did you kind of create that mindset that it's my team to a certain extent now and I'm going to make sure all the players are accountable? Well,
yeah, definitely. You know, just having a good relationship with my coaches, and all my coaches is challenging me, you know, like ever since I got here, you know. They've been they do it with all the guys, you know. As you get older, it is your turn, you know. You got to teach the little guys, the young guys that come in, how to do things and what's correct and what's incorrect. And, ever since, you know, going into my junior year, every coach, Coach Hood, Coach Thompson, Coach Luster, everybody's challenged me to step up and take that vocal role. So that's kind of where it comes from. And I've just learned, you know, like, in the beginning, being a leader was a little bit harder for me, you know, like he was saying, a little bit not as vocal, you know, kind of more introverted.
But you seem to relish that role now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, now I completely understand it, and it actually helps me, you know, because in encouraging the other guys, and then they start to encourage, and it's kind of like it's almost like a cancerous effect, you know. You start spreading love, and everybody starts helping each other out, and it's a really good thing. So
that's awesome. All right. You obviously got a taste last year of the postseason when we played in the CIT tournament and had the run near the end of the season. How much is that on your mind as you go through each of these games, knowing the ultimate goal is to get to that NCAA tournament?
Oh, most definitely. You know, right now we just got to focus on our league play, but that is definitely in our frame, you know, no matter what it is. And I think, you know, first we got to win conference, and we got to go into the tournament, and we're going to, you know, we got to win that, and then whatever happens after that, we need to win whatever that is. So, I'm definitely excited for postseason.
You have been one of the guys that's been the third and fourth scorer lately. We've always talked all year long about Javon and Keaton getting theirs, and they're going to be around 20 points a game usually with the two of them. But when you can get 10 or 12 or 14 and grab 7, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. Like what Coach was talking about today, you know, at practice, you know, Javon and Keaton, you know, they're going to take those shots and they're going to get their 20 and 30 points. But what makes it easier for them, you know, is if other guys are being able to spread the floor for them and us being able to run our offense good and executing on those little things. So that I took that today, you know, and I appreciated that. And you know, I think that plays into it, you know, like when me or Gio or Byron get into the double digits, you know, we actually make the game easier for those two guys. And I think that's kind of where we need to mold and execute a little bit better. So, yeah, it's a good thing.
Steve, as teams go, UTSA isn't the biggest team, but with the way that guys like Byron and Nick play, they're able to hold their own rebounding. You out-rebounded UTEP, a bigger, more physical team in the last two games.
Well, I think that's, of all the things, that's what really, really makes Nick so special, so important. You know, is we play a forward. Nick's a forward. We play Nick in there against everybody. You know, we generally don't double the post. You know, we had to a little bit against Effie, but
he's a big guy.
But Nick just fights and uses his quickness and his toughness, and that allows us to do some special things. And then on the other end of the floor, his ability, he doesn't make a lot of three-pointers, but he shoots the right ones. He makes a good percentage, and that spreads the floor for us. He's vital to our system, you know, to have a quick, tough interior guy that can guard the big centers and the fast, agile forwards. Really, really helps our defense and the spreading the floor on the other end. So he's vital to our system.
You're getting close to graduation. What's life after basketball for you?
You know, if God's willing, I'm probably going to sign a contract here at the end of the season, and then I'll see where it goes from there.
What do you want to do when basketball is all over?
I'd love to work for like a financial firm. I'm really into numbers and stuff like that. It's kind of a strong suit of mine, so I probably see something in that origin of business. Yeah.
All right. What's your degree in?
It's a really long title, but it just pretty much means the best manager you can be. I have a communications degree with like concentration in digital media, and then I have a minor in business administrations.
Well, awesome. It's been great. We'll get to watch you play the rest of this season and hopefully deep into the postseason, and keep doing what you're doing. It's fun to watch.
Thank you, Andy. I appreciate you for having me on tonight. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. That's Nick Allen, everyone, out here at the SandBox. If you'd like to join us on the show, you can. 736-9760. We'll visit with Toby Van Rye here in just a little bit. Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel and Eagle Pass sponsors tonight's show. Visit LuckyEagleTexas.com to join the all-new Players Club and play your way to greater rewards. Come and play. The Steve Henson Radio Show continues from the SandBox from Learfield. Hey, fans, become a Texas Farm Bureau Insurance member today and get 2 free tickets to Roadrunners basketball games when you show proof of membership at the ticket office. Visit your local Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of UTSA Athletics. It's the Steve Henson Radio Show. We're out here every Monday night at the SandBox. All the way through the end of the season. There'll be one Tuesday night show in mid-February that we'll be doing. The rest on Monday nights, and most of them start at 7. There are a couple of 6:30 starts, so we'll be keeping you up to date on all of that as we move forward over the next several weeks. And the season continues in conference play Thursday and Saturday this week. Joining us on the show right now is Toby Van Rye. He comes off the bench for the Roadrunners. Welcome to the program tonight, Toby. How you doing?
Appreciate it, Andy.
Bring that mic down just a hair, right there. That's perfect.
All right.
All right. Let's. Your role's a little bit different than we talked about this earlier on one of the pregame features that we did. You're always at practice. You're working hard for the kind of as a scout team player for this team a lot. But there's times where coach says, "I got to have you for this spurt or that spurt," and so you always have to be ready, and you seemingly always are.
Yeah, it's a tough role to have. Not everybody wants it, and it's the way of the road. Someone's got to have it, and it's something that I'm not overly excited about. But I know my role. Everybody has a role in the team, and that's what it is. I'm a leader on this team. I'm the oldest guy here. Me and Nick, only seniors. So, however I can help the team to get wins, that's all I care about right now. It's last year I'm gonna be doing this, so. I just want to win. I want to get a ring.
You've been a part of basketball for, 20 plus years, thereabouts? Somewhere in that range?
About. It feels like 40.
So you know a lot more. And even though you're not necessarily playing a lot of minutes, you can really help the younger guys kind of get over the battles that so many freshmen and sophomores have, can't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's what I think I definitely bring a lot to for the team is helping these younger guys out, especially when it's frustrating, when it's not going the way that everybody thinks it should be going, when these younger guys aren't getting as many minutes as they hope, or they have a little bit of a bad game when they get subbed out. I can go over there and I can talk to them, and I'm at that point now with them where I have that relationship, and I've established, being the older guy, being one of the leaders, that they'll listen to me, they'll be able to, talk with me, and we'll be able to fix it there without having anything else major happen besides that little spurt of just inconvenience,
Yeah. Steve, talk about Toby's role on this team and how he's embraced it and how he helps this basketball team perform.
Yeah, everybody wants to have a huge role. We know that. Everybody wants to play big minutes and take a lot of shots, but really proud of the way Toby's handled it. We talk about the maturity of our team, and we only have 2 seniors, so that speaks to those 2 guys. And, Toby keeps a great attitude. He keeps those guys going in practice every day. We have full confidence in him. When we throw him in there, we know he's going to go in there and help us out. Defensively, he gives us a different kind of defender. He's all about his quickness and his agility, his anticipation. Nick's gonna use a little bit of quickness and a little strength, but Toby fights around, and he's got a good feel offensively. He knows what's going on out there. He can pass it and make shots. So real big for him right now, but we have full confidence in him.
And like I said, when you're called on, whether it's for a 3-minute spurt or a 4-minute spurt, you're out there to kind of, whether it's to help somebody that's in foul trouble, whatever your role is, you're doing a great job with that. And I know I've noticed it over the last couple of years. I know you have to be proud of that.
Yeah, it's tough when you just get thrown out in there like that. You don't know when it's going to happen or how long it's going to be or anything like that. But you got to be ready to go, and you got to. Oh man!
Alabama just scored, by the way.
Yeah, you just got to be ready to go, and with the preparation that we do, the coaches do a great job of getting us ready, let us know, different scenarios, what could happen, and just being ready is the tough part, but just not doing too much and going in there and trying to help the other guys.
Basketball for as long as you have. Do you want this to continue? Do you want to coach someday? Do you want to be around basketball as part of your future career?
I'm not really sure yet. I would like to remain around the game if I can. It's a huge passion of mine, something that I love. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out what life is going to entail for me after basketball. Whether it's going to get a job, whether it's maybe stepping into coaching, whether it's really anything, marketing, anything. I just need to figure out where we go from there. But I'm not really worried about that right now. I'm worried about the rest of the season.
What attracted you to basketball? What was your passion for it when you were a kid and into high school? And were you just naturally good at it, or was there something that you liked about it maybe over the other sports?
Well, my mom played basketball in college, and she also played softball, so I was always playing every sport I could, and I was just always better at basketball. And then especially when I hit my freshman year of high school, I grew like crazy, and that kind of, pushed me towards it a little more than golf. But it just worked out like that, and I, grew that passion for it, and I love it, and it's just the way it went.
Do you play golf anymore?
I do only a couple times a year, but it takes a toll on the back when you have to bend over that far.
How's your game?
It's pretty good, Andy.
Oh, solid. Sounds solid. All right.
Pretty good. I like that. Pretty good stuff. We need to go play sometime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I think that, you hear this a lot. People are around athletic families. Moms and dads played sports, and you're going to be involved in everything year round. And I think that's great because you're not kind of just getting burnt out by one sport.
No, exactly. That's it's a real credit to my mom and her parents, how she went about that. But she just made sure, whether I wanted to or not, I'm gonna play the sport, and just keeping me busy. Being a single parent, she had to find ways for us to stay busy after school and stuff like that. And I was just away, and she wanted us to find something that we were passionate about and kind of give us some motivation outside of going to school or the normal things. And we just continued to do that, and I found a couple passions that I pursued and I loved, and this one ended up working out for me.
Everybody that I've ever talked to about around sports says the thing they enjoy the most about it is being around teammates. That camaraderie, that brotherhood, and you can't duplicate that in any other form of life that I know of. That's pretty special, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely the best part of this experience for me is that I have my best friend down there, Nick Allen. Congratulations to Nick, by the way. He just got engaged.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah. And then, another one of my best friends, Quentin Henson, just had his baby Wes. Congrats, Coach, being a grandpa. Yeah. But these guys that I'm around, I've made some great friends, and they've helped me through a lot. Whether it's my struggles in school, stuff outside of that, they're always there for me, and it's incredible the family bond that you get from having these guys around you so much, and you spend so much time with them that whether you want to or not, you're going to develop that.
Yeah, it's family.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's your other family, no matter how long, because you're for at least 5 or 6 months a year, you're always together.
Oh yeah, we're always together, and we live together too, so whether we want to be with each other or not, it doesn't really matter. You're going to be with them.
All right, Toby, thanks so much for being out here tonight. Continued success, and we'll look forward to whatever the rest of the season entails for all of us.
Appreciate it, Eddie.
All right, that's Toby Van Rye, everyone, out here at the SandBox. It is the new sports bar in town. It's at the corner of UTSA Boulevard and Babcock, right near the UTSA campus. And we're out here weekly with the Steve Henson Radio Show. We'll be back with more with the Steve Henson Radio Show. It's presented by Methodist Healthcare, and it's from Learfield. Bud Light's an official sponsor of UTSA Athletics, reminding you to enjoy responsibly. And Wendy's uses fresh beef on every hamburger every day. Try it for yourself on a Dave's Double and taste the difference fresh beef makes. Fresh beef's available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. It's the Steve Henson Radio Show, presented by Methodist Healthcare. We are live from the SandBox at the corner of Babcock and UTSA Boulevard. Well, Steve, let's see if we can explain the way this conference basketball schedule is going to work this year. It's a new concept with the idea to get more teams involved that are playing well against each other late in the year, in hopes to either get more teams in the NCAA tournament from Conference USA or to improve the seeding. So we're going to play everybody twice except for UTEP, and everybody once except for UTEP, and we play them twice. And then after 14 games, we figure out who the top 5 are, the next 5, and the bottom 4, and those little pods play each other. What do you think of this setup?
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I think there's a lot of it's a great concept. I think the reason behind it, as you mentioned, our league has done tremendous in the first round. 4 straight years, our league representative, our automatic qualifier, has gone to the NCAA tournament and won that first round game. But they've been doing that with a low seed. So one of the objectives of this new schedule is to improve the seed for our top teams. And the other objective is to get that at-large bid. So if someone has a terrific year and comes up a little bit short in the conference tournament, that they have a better chance, a better resume. And this schedule, the format, will allow those good teams to have 4 more good quality opponents at the end of the season. Obviously makes it harder, but it also gives them more opportunities to get that at-large bid. So I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be exciting. There's a little something in it for everybody. The teams that are struggling during the regular season, they get 4 more games against other teams that are struggling, so it might give them a little life. They'll still be fighting to get into the conference tournament. So it'll be interesting. I think it'll bring some excitement. It's kind of a outside-the-box idea. It'll present some travel challenges for people at the last minute. We won't know where we're playing until after
how we're going to get there.
Yeah, how we're going to finding. Coach Luster's excited about trying to find 30 seats on a plane at short notice, but it'll be good.
Western Kentucky is an example of a team that, and several other teams have done this too, with some big non-conference wins this year. They beat Wisconsin the other night, and Wisconsin was ranked 15th in the country when they beat them. So I think when you have non-conference season wins like that, and it's really hard for these group of 6 schools or the mid-majors, whatever you want to call them, to schedule teams like Wisconsin, especially they got them at home.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen very often. And then when you win, they don't want to play you again. So that's always hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really difficult. The scheduling part with other high major programs is virtually impossible. I haven't seen the statistics this year, but they were playing 89% of their games at home. They're just not leaving home. The Big Ten has expanded their conference schedule now, playing 20 conference games. So just the Power 5 is just playing fewer and fewer non-conference games. They're trying to just take over scheduling, and all of it obviously to their advantage. And so we've got to be creative. Our league is doing some great things. This scheduling idea, I think, is a very creative way to increase our league's chance of an at-large bid. And we've got good teams at the top of our league. We've got to find a way to showcase that.
And the other thing too is the top 5 seeds, if they go 0-4 in the bonus play, can't be worse than the 5th seed. And the 6th through 10 can't be better than 6th or lower than 10th, and the bottom 4 can't move out of that pod. So you're going to still maintain your seeding when you get to the tournaments.
Yeah, so that gives you your some reward for a job well done during the first 14 games, and then gives you great opportunities those last 4 bonus play games, I guess is what they call it. You get 2 more home games, 2 more road games, and I think it'll be exciting. I think a lot of people around the country will be paying attention to how that goes down there at the end of the season.
On the 16th of February, we're at Louisiana Tech, and it's an afternoon game, and so all you coaches will be setting up, waiting for the email from the league to find out who you play next and where.
Yeah, that'll be kind of fascinating. Everybody in the league will play that day, and by the end of the night, then we'll know which group we're in, which pod we're in, and I assume we'll know by the end of the night all 4 games.
Yeah.
Everybody will have at least 1 week to prepare for their next game. I think there is a little issue where somebody will have 10 days off.
Right.
So somebody will not play that first Saturday, so they'll have 10 days between games right in the heart of the season, which is kind of unusual. I think if you're battling some injuries or struggling a little bit, you might want 10 days. But if you're playing well, that'll seem like an eternity.
All right. Is there I use this, is there a Middle Tennessee? Because the last 2 or 3 years, Middle Tennessee has been dominant. And I think Western Kentucky and North Texas and probably Old Dominion have shown non-conference-wise how good they are. But once we get to the league, I don't know that there's a 17-1 team in this league like Middle Tennessee's been the last few years. Yeah,
Middle Tennessee's been really good the last few years. Like I said, those teams you mentioned are extremely talented. North Texas has lost 1 game all year, and that was against Oklahoma at Oklahoma. Western Kentucky's got some good non-conference wins. Old Dominion's defense is incredible, giving them a chance to be terrific every single night. Marshall may have lost more in a non-conference than they have the last few years. And conference play opens up, and they go on the road and win 2 games right out of the gate. So they're going to be a handful. So it's going to be similar, maybe a little bit of shuffling at the top. But the teams at the top in this league are terrific every single year. It's hard to win road games in this league, just like any other league, and that's why we came out of UTEP feeling so good.
And that's key right there is winning road games, because if you can hold serve at home, the team that has the best road record is probably going to win the league.
Yeah, it goes a long way. And there's, again, the fact that we're just playing everyone once, there's years where that schedule may be a little more in your favor, depending on who you get at home, who you get on the road. But bottom line is you got to play good basketball. You have to, stay healthy. You got to stay together, and listen to Toby talk about that. That's one of the things we talk about in recruiting is we're going to recruit guys that enjoy being with each other, enjoy traveling together, being in the locker room together, watching film together. And Toby's role isn't what he had hoped it would be, and I wish every guy could play 30 minutes a night, and they can't. But we want everybody to have a good experience while they're here, and to hear Toby talk about the bonding with his teammates is certainly a special thing.
Methodist Healthcare is the official hometown healthcare provider of UTSA Athletics and San Antonio's most preferred health system for all your healthcare needs. And you can celebrate a Roadrunners victory at Taco Palenque with their specialty cocktails on their inviting patio. Let the experience begin at Palenque Grill at La Cantera, proud sponsor of UTSA Athletics. We're at the SandBox. It's the Steve Henson Radio Show presented by Methodist Healthcare from Learfield. If you're looking for a new or pre-owned car, then look no further than Ancira.com. Shop every make and model in one location and get a great low Ancira price only at Ancira.com. It's the Steve Henson Radio Show. We are live at the SandBox at the corner of Babcock and UTSA Boulevard. Out here most Monday nights, one Tuesday between now and the end of the season. Let's talk a little bit about one other thing I didn't get a chance to discuss on the UTEP game the other night. You went into a zone defense in the tail end of the second half, and UTEP didn't look like they wanted to play against it, and it worked brilliantly. And it's amazing that the guys coming off screens and picks and into their normal offense were hitting the shots that they didn't hit in the Convocation Center. But as soon as you went to the zone, they kind of looked like a deer in headlights and didn't necessarily know where to go. Yeah,
they've struggled to make shots this year, and we watched film on them early. We saw some other teams playing 2-3 zone against them. Then we looked at the numbers, and they actually were better against zone than they were man. So we really didn't plan on playing much zone. But they got hot in the first half. They had a stretch where they hit 6 jumpers in 7 possessions. 5 of them were 3-pointers. And you could just see their confidence growing. And, boom, the shots were right where they wanted them to come. They were feeling good. Second half, we came out and decided to take a look at a 2-3 zone, which we'd spent about a grand total of 10 minutes working on. Sometimes if you just throw the guys out there and they're a little nervous, they fly around better. And we did that. Our guys were talking and trying to get to the shooters and trying to close out short on the drivers. And it was awfully good for us. They got tentative, and they got a little stagnant. And that really helped us win the ball game. I mean, they had a long stretch there where we just couldn't score against the zone.
This week, it's Rice in North Texas. Let's talk about the Rice Owls. They get 2 wins this week at home against Southern Miss and Louisiana Tech. That was a little bit of a surprise considering how they performed in the non-conference season.
Yeah, Rice has got some good players. They got some shooters. They're running some really, really good offense. Last year they played virtually 40 minutes of zone every game, and now they're playing all man. But he's doing a good job with them. And like I said, they've got enough guys that can make threes that it'll be a tough defensive game for us. And then, we've had our struggles on the offensive end, so we'll have to execute for sure.
All right, and then you got North Texas on Saturday. They're off to a terrific start this year.
They are. They've had a great non-conference. I think they're something like 15-1. Lost one time on the road at Oklahoma. They're the one team that's 3-0 in league right now. Most teams have only played twice, but they played 3 times. They're 3-0. They got like 6 guys in double figures. Haven't watched them a lot, but I know they got a bunch of weapons. They're defending pretty well, and got a bunch of good offensive players. So, be a great opportunity for us. We're sitting at 2-0. We got 2 home games in conference play this week. We've won 8 out of 10. We'll go in there feeling good.
This time of the year, you start to get into a routine where you either practice or travel or both on Wednesday, play on Thursday. So your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday practices are kind of gearing up for that Thursday game. And then you got to have one terrific practice on Friday to get ready for the Saturday game. And I remember last year you talking about how important and how good your Friday practices were.
That really is important. We're all about trying to be fresh, on game night. So our Friday practices are going to be short, but we got to get some work done. The assistant coaches have those scouts So they'll be totally prepared. We get done with the game Thursday night. Coaches will go and watch the game that we just played and then quickly flip it over and start gearing up for Saturday. But, the players have to come in knowing that it's going to be more than a shoot around. It's not going to be a 2-hour practice, but we got to lock in on some keys, and we got to get in there and work. And we kind of set the tone for that in year one with our first road trip down to Southern Miss and La Tech. Went into La Tech on a Saturday, had a good practice on Friday, and then beat La Tech, and that kind of became a standard for us. So our guys understand that. And we've had some opportunities this year where we played 2 games in 3 days. So those are vital to us.
And most of the time, when you practice well on Friday, it does carry over to Saturday.
We tell our players that every single time, every single time. But no, it does. It does. And those are important because you got to do a little bit of game planning, get familiar with the people. We're playing everybody once, so it would never get to the point where we're playing anybody that second time. So it's a fresh scout, a fresh scouting report, a fresh game plan, and guys really have to lock in and be sharp on Fridays.
All right, we got one more segment to go. We'll get to that shortly. Health Texas Medical Group is about your overall well-being, not just your health. Their commitment to you is outstanding care, every patient, every time. One more segment to go, the Steve Henson Radio Show from Learfield. Back on the Steve Henson Radio Show, a reminder that Wendy's uses fresh beef on every hamburger every day. Try it for yourself on a Dave's Double and taste the difference fresh beef makes. Fresh beef's available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. The Steve Henson Radio Show, presented by Methodist Healthcare. Just a couple of minutes left in the program tonight. We talked about good practices. How's it been today, and what do you work on tomorrow and Wednesday as we get close to the Rice game on Thursday night?
Yeah, I really like the guys' energy today. One of our best from start to finish in terms of guys being locked in. I think they kind of like a routine too, and they know what's coming. We had an early wake-up call to get back from UTEP, but they had the rest of the day off. We're still not back in school yet, so I think they were looking forward to getting in the gym today. We had a really, really sharp practice today. There's a few keys that we got locked in on already today. So by Thursday, we'll have a great familiarity with Rice. We'll know their people. Our guys do a good job of scouting reports. They lock in on keys. Our coaches do a really good job of trying to identify 2 or 3 things that we need to lock in on, take away their favorite plays. Our players know who the drivers are, who the shooters are, who the key guys are. So we're in a good routine right now.
I know from talking to a lot of the freshmen, not only this year but in other years, one thing that they don't realize is how much preparation goes into each game, especially film sessions. They may watch film in high school, but not at the level that they do at this level. It's pretty intense, isn't it?
It is. We watch every day. Every day we watch early in the season. After about the second or third day, we start going in and watching practices. We watch previous games. So we're watching film on ourselves, and we're watching film on our opponents. So we try to keep it to 20 minutes. A lot of times ends up spilling over to 30 or 35. But they start losing focus at some point. But yeah, it's just such an important part of it, and our guys can handle it, And again, that's part of being a mature team, and we've got that guys that can lock in and carry that over from the film and the scouting report to the court.
Who do you think wins Clemson, Alabama tonight?
Oh, boy. I'm glad to see a little offense here. That's good. I got to think Alabama. I did notice that for the 100% of the time, they had an official review just now where they overruled the touchdown, put the ball on the 2-inch line.
Right.
100% of the time in the history of football, they score on the next play. So why did they review that?
Exactly.
I had to get that out.
Thanks, Steve. We'll do this again next week, and we'll look forward to the games on Thursday and Saturday.
Thanks, Andy.
All right. Steve Henson, the Steve Henson Radio Show, presented by Methodist Texan Hospital. And we thank you for being out here tonight, and we will talk to you on Thursday evening on the air at 6:30. Ticket 760, the iHeart app, go UTSA.com, and tune in for the Roadrunners and the Rice Owls. Have a terrific night, everyone. It's the Steve Henson Radio Show from the SandBox and from Learfield.